It's a Monday morning, and I'm reading the newspaper while sipping a cup of coffee. The headline on today's front page reads, "Local military base develops new holographic training program." After the success of the experimental training program I participated in 2 months ago, has decided to use the experience as the basis for a new, cutting-edge holographic training program for military personnel. The program will allow troops to experience realistic simulations of difficult situations, like defending a base under attack or carrying out a hostage rescue mission. The goal of the program is to provide immersive and realistic training for troops without any risk of actual danger. However, there is one big difference from the experimental program I participated in. The new holographic training program will use advanced technology to project realistic 3D images and sounds, so that soldiers will feel like they're in the middle of a real mission. The program is expected to be rolled out to military bases in the coming months, providing a new level of realism and intensity to military training. As I flip through the pages of the newspaper, my eye catches a help wanted ad on the classified section. A local pizza restaurant, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, is looking for a security guard for the night shift. The ad promises a competitive salary and the chance to work in a fun and exciting environment. It sounds too good to be true, and I suddenly find myself feeling a little unnerved by the idea of working the night shift at a pizza restaurant. But at the same time, the possibility of being able to save up for a new security system for my house is quite enticing, since the current one is too slow to react. As a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, the opportunity to work at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is hard for me to pass up. The thought of being in the same place as the actual animatronics and experiencing the same terror that I've played 1,000 times is simply too exciting to ignore. Not only will this be the chance to bring my love of Five Nights at Freddy's to the next level, but the fact that I have my bodycam and handgun will make the experience even better. I've always wanted to see a bodycam-style first-person shooter game set in the Freddy universe, and now I might just get the chance to live out that experience. And as a huge fan of the games, I know every inch of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza like the back of my hand. This knowledge alone would give me a huge advantage if things get dangerous during the night shift. With a sense of excitement, I pick up the phone to call the owner of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Mr. William Afton. I know that the night shift at a pizza restaurant might not sound like the most glamorous job, but the chance to work in a place closely associated with my favorite video game series is simply too good to pass up. After a few rings, the phone is answered by a friendly voice that I recognize as Mr. Afton. I introduce myself and explain that I'm calling about the help wanted ad in the paper for the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Mr. Afton seems pleased that I'm applying for the night shift position, and he immediately begins to question me about my familiarity with the restaurant and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in general. I tell Mr. Afton that I'm a huge fan of the games and the restaurant itself, and that I have a lot of knowledge about the place and its history. I explain the details about the 5 classic animatronics: Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, Foxy the Pirate Fox, and Golden Freddy. I also tell him about the 2 characters exclusive to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, both from the earlier Freddy's restaurants. I explain that I'm familiar with their movements, voices, and all sorts of other details about each of the animatronics. After hearing my detailed knowledge of the restaurant and its animatronic characters, Mr. Afton seems even more excited about the possibility of hiring me for the night shift. "That's great to hear," he replies energetically. "You have an impressive knowledge of my restaurant and its inhabitants, and I'm sure that will come in handy for the night shift. When would you be available to start?" "That's excellent," Mr. Afton replies, clearly pleased with my readiness to begin the night shift. "If you're available to start tonight, then I'll happily make you my security guard for the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Can you come in at 12? "I can definitely make it there at that time," I reply enthusiastically. "Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm excited to get started tonight." "Great to hear," Mr. Afton says with a smile. "I'll see you at 12:00 a.m. sharp, and I'm looking forward to seeing you put your knowledge to use at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza." With that, Mr. Afton bids me a good day, and I hang up the phone feeling a rush of excitement. I quickly check the time on my watch and realize that I have a few hours to prepare for the night shift that starts at midnight. I quickly grab my bodycam and begin to charge it, making sure it's at full battery for the night shift. I also head to my gun safe, where I grab extra ammo for my handgun, making sure I have more than enough as a safety precaution. After making sure my body cam and handgun are fully prepared for the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, I put them aside for now. Then, I head to my laundry room and throw my tactical gloves and military uniform in the washing machine, making sure they're fresh and clean for the night shift. Once that's done, I check the time on my watch and realize that I've got about an hour before I need to be at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I take a moment to mentally prepare myself for the night ahead and the potential dangers that I may face. After all, this is Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and I know that things can get pretty crazy in the dark hours. As the time approaches 11:00 p.m., I take a moment to have dinner, eating a hearty serving of BBQ ribs and noodles. I savor the flavors, knowing that it might be the last decent meal I get for a while. After all, working the night shift at a pizza restaurant known for its haunted animatronics isn't likely to provide me with many gourmet dishes. With my belly full and my body fueled for the long night ahead, I check my watch again and realize that it's time to head to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I grab my keys, wallet, and my fully charged body cam and handgun and head out the door. I stride out of my home and head over to my military Jeep, jumping inside and revving the engine to life. I take a breath of the cool night air before setting off on my way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I drive through the quiet streets of the city, the neon lights of the skyline guiding my way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I know the way there like the back of my hand, and within a few minutes, I'm pulling into the parking lot of the pizzeria itself. As I step out of my military Jeep and into the parking lot, I feel the cool night air on my face and see the dark silhouette of the pizzeria looming before me. I take a deep breath, knowing that the night shift is about to begin. I check my watch and see that it's 5 minutes till 12:00 a.m. Knowing I've got some time to spare, I decide to head inside the pizzeria and take a look around, getting the lay of the land before the actual night shift begins. I head through the doors and into the pizzeria, where I look around and take note of the layout. The place is fairly empty, but I can see a few arcade machines, a ball pit, and a stage where the classic animatronics are standing. I walk over to the stage and examine the animatronics closely. Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, Foxy the Pirate Fox, and Golden Freddy all stand motionless on the stage, their blank, lifeless eyes staring into the distance. But even though they're motionless now, I know that they'll be anything but motionless once the night shift begins. The thought of having to fend off the animatronics in the darkness is both exciting and terrifying at the same time. I take a moment to examine each of the animatronics, noting their size, movement, and potential ways they can cause harm. But even more important, I take note of the potential blind spots where I could hide from them if things go wrong. After taking a moment to familiarize myself with the layout of the pizzeria and where the animatronics are located, I glance at the time on my watch and see that it's 12:00 a.m. It's official, the night shift has begun. With the night shift upon me, I head for the security office, which is the heart of the security system for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I enter the security office and glance at the array of monitors in front of me. As I settle into the security office, I notice a stack of pizza boxes sitting on the table next to the security monitors. Curious, I open the lid of one of the boxes and find a note from Mr. Afton. It reads, "In case you get hungry during your night shift, I've left you some pizza. Enjoy." Mr. Afton. I smile as I read the note from Mr. Afton, grateful that he's thought of me and provided me with some sustenance for my long night shift. I close the lid of the pizza box, feeling a sense of relief that I won't have to worry about going hungry during my shift. I glance back at the security monitors, watching as the animatronics stand motionless on the stage. I know that they'll stir to life soon, and I need to be on high alert when they do. I take a seat in the security office chair and focus on the monitors in front of me, scrutinizing them closely as I wait for the animatronics to begin their sinister movements. My heart is pounding with anticipation, and I can feel my adrenaline beginning to flow as I await the first signs of trouble. As I watch the monitors closely, I suddenly notice the animatronics on the stage have activated, and their eyes are now lit up as they stare into the show stage camera. A shiver runs down my spine as I realize that the night shift has truly begun, and the animatronics are not just lifeless robots anymore. But suddenly, they make happy faces and wave at the camera. This absolutely confuses me, as I know that the animatronics are usually hostile to anyone in the restaurant at night. After a few moments of bewilderment, I start to wonder if this could be some kind of trick or trap. Perhaps They're trying to lull me into a false sense of security before they attack. I know the animatronics are programmed to be friendly and welcoming to children during the day, but to think they would act like this during the night shift is unexpected, to say the least. Their friendly demeanor is making me feel a little uneasy, and I can't help but wonder if they're up to something. Maybe they're using this as a tactic to catch me off guard. I'm still intently watching the security monitors when I suddenly notice that Golden Freddy, one of the classic animatronics, has disappeared from the stage. Confused, I scan the monitors to see where he's gone, but I can't see him anywhere. Suddenly, a tapping noise behind me catches my attention. Startled, I quickly turn around and see Golden Freddy standing right behind me, his golden eyes staring into mine. I jump out of my seat, my heart racing with fear and surprise. This is not what I was expecting. I pull out my handgun and aim it at Golden Freddy, feeling the adrenaline coursing through my body. But then, to my surprise, Golden Freddy gestures for me to calm down and relax, almost as if he's trying to reassure me that he means no harm. This is the most unexpected thing so far. I stare at Golden Freddy in surprise as he speaks in a deep, echoing voice. He seems to know exactly what I'm thinking and feeling, and he reassures me that the animatronics won't try to kill me because they know I'm not a bad guy. This is a completely unexpected development, and I don't quite know how to react. I'm frozen in my spot, still aiming my gun at Golden Freddy, unsure of how to respond to his words. It feels strange to hear an animatronic speak to me in a friendly manner instead of trying to kill me, especially at this point in my night shift. Despite the surprise and confusion, I slowly lower my handgun as I look at Golden Freddy, still not quite believing what's happening. And then, to solidify his words, Golden Freddy produces a golden chocolate-filled pie and offers it to me as proof that he means no harm. This feels completely surreal. I set down my handgun and pick up the golden chocolate-filled pie, holding it in my hands. I look at Golden Freddy, still not quite sure what to make of this situation. It's not every day that a menacing animatronic offers you a pie as proof of their goodwill. Golden Freddy lets out a loud roar, summoning the other 4 animatronics to join us in the office. I watch in disbelief as Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Foxy the Pirate Fox appear behind Golden Freddy, all of them looking at me calmly and friendly like Golden Freddy. The 4 classic animatronic characters are standing before me. Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie the Bunny, Chica the Chicken, and Foxy the Pirate Fox. And they're all looking at me with their bright eyes, standing calmly and friendly like Golden Freddy. This must be some kind of strange dream. The animatronics then demonstrate their friendliness by holding out various gifts for me. Freddy Fazbear offers me a chocolate cake in a box. Bonnie the Rabbit holds out a cool band performance poster for me to take home and hang on my wall. Chica the Chicken presents me with a box containing a special type of pizza. And Foxy the Pirate Fox extends a real treasure chest filled with gold and jewels. I can't believe this is happening. I feel a mix of confusion, amazement, and disbelief as I look at the gifts offered by the animatronics. This is the last thing I expected to encounter during my night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I take a moment to take in the surreal scene before me and wonder what this all means. The classic animatronics are not trying to harm me like I thought they would. Instead, they're showing me kindness and friendship. But why? Are they programmed to do this, or is there something else going on? My mind is racing with questions and doubts as the animatronics continue to stand there, waiting for my reaction to their gifts. I take a deep breath and try to collect my thoughts in the midst of this strange and unexpected situation. Despite my doubts and confusion, I decide to accept the animatronics' gifts. After all, they're not trying to harm me, and it would be rude to decline their friendly gestures. I carefully take each of the gifts. The chocolate cake from Freddy, the band performance poster from Bonnie, the special pizza from Chica, and the treasure chest from Foxy, and express my gratitude as best I can to the animatronics. The animatronics seem pleased with my acceptance of their gifts, and their eyes light up a little brighter as they see me taking their items. But just as I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable, I suddenly remember why I'm here in the first place. The night shift is still ongoing, and while the animatronics have been friendly towards me, I have to remember that they're still powered up and active, and their behavior could change at any moment. I need to stay vigilant and keep my guard up, even if the animatronics seem harmless for now. I stand there in surprise as the animatronics line up to each give me a hug. It's a strange and unexpected sensation, feeling their cold, hard bodies against mine as they embrace me in a series of awkward bear hugs. For a moment, it feels like they're showing their appreciation for me accepting their gifts. But as quickly as the moment arrived, it is over, and the animatronics pull back their embrace, looking at me with their bright eyes. I feel a strange mix of emotions, still trying to process the surreal experience of being hugged by animatronics at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza during my night shift. But despite the strangeness of it all, I can't help but feel a little warmth in my heart. These animatronics, who I thought of as dangerous and hostile, have been nothing but friendly to me since I arrived at the pizzeria. Maybe they're not as bad as they're made out to be. But even as these thoughts enter my mind, I know that I can't let my guard down. These animatronics are still capable of becoming dangerous at any moment, and I have to remember that I'm here to protect myself and ensure the pizzeria's safety. I take a deep breath and ready myself for whatever may come next on the night shift. I return to monitoring the security monitors, keeping a watchful eye on the pizzeria and the animatronics who are now hanging out with me in the security office. They each take a spot behind me as I move from monitor to monitor, helping me keep watch as the night shift continues. As I'm watching the security cameras, I suddenly realize that I'm feeling a bit hungry. I remember the stack of pizza boxes that Mr. Afton left for me, and I turn around to see the animatronics still hanging out in the security office with me. I take a moment to consider sharing some pizza with them, and the thought of sharing a slice with Chica, who has an obsession with pizza, seems like the right thing to do. So, I decide to cut up the pizza into slices and share it with the animatronics, offering them each a slice, and even giving Chica a bit extra since she loves pizza. The animatronics look at the pizza in surprise, then eagerly accept the slices, happily munching on them. I can't help but smile at their enjoyment of the pizza, feeling a little closer to them in this moment. As I share the pizza with the animatronics, a thought suddenly pops into my head. I recall seeing a piece of fan art online once, a picture of Bonnie proposing to Chica, asking her to marry him. I pause to think about this strange connection between the animatronics and the fan community that surrounds them. As the thought of the fan art picture crosses my mind, I turn to Bonnie and jokingly ask him when he's going to propose to Chica. But Bonnie looks at me with a confused expression on his face, and I realize that these animatronics may not know much about their online fan community. I see the way Bonnie and Chica look at each other, exchanging a perplexed glance as they try to understand what I'm referring to. It's almost as if they can't quite comprehend the concept of fan art, or the online fan community that revolves around them. I decide to pull out my phone and show them the picture of Bonnie proposing to Chica, which causes both animatronics to look at the picture in confusion. They seem to be trying to process what they're looking at, and the sight of the animatronics being proposed to in the fan art picture is both unusual and amusing. I take out my phone and quickly pull up a screenshot of the fan art picture of Bonnie proposing to Chica. I show the image to Bonnie and Chica, hoping that they'll understand what I'm talking about. As they look at the picture, Bonnie and Chica's eyes light up in surprise and they both start to chuckle, amused by the image of themselves in this romantic pose. As Bonnie and Chica react to the fan art picture, the sight of them blushing and getting flustered is too funny to ignore. Freddy, Golden Freddy, and Foxy start to laugh along with me, entertained by the animatronics' reaction. For a moment, the tension and stress of the night shift seem to melt away as we all share a lighthearted moment of laughter together. Laughing with the animatronics about the fan art picture, I turn to Foxy and jokingly ask him when he's going to propose to Mangle, his girlfriend. But Foxy looks at me with a puzzled expression, clearly confused by my question. The other animatronics chuckle at Foxy's befuddled expression, and I realize that these animatronics may not fully understand the concept of romantic relationships. I take out my phone again and pull up another fan art picture of Foxy and Mangle together, this one showing them embracing and kissing. I show the image to the animatronics, hoping that they'll get the hint about their relationship. Freddy and the others can't help but chuckle as they see the picture of Foxy and Mangle lovingly together, amused by the romantic portrayal of the two animatronics. As Foxy processes the image and realizes what's going on, he becomes even more flustered than Bonnie and Chica were about their picture, his face turning a deep shade of red as he covers his eyes in embarrassment. The other animatronics laugh at Foxy's reaction, clearly getting a kick out of the fact that he's so flustered by this romantic fan art of himself. Despite the ongoing night shift and the potential dangers that may lie ahead, this light-hearted moment with the animatronics is a welcome break from the tension. We all laugh together, each of us enjoying the humor of the situation, before eventually returning to monitoring the pizzeria and carrying on with our duties. As 6 a.m. approached, the night shift drew to an end, and it was time for the animatronics to return to the stage for the day. They each bid me goodbye in their own way. Freddy with a wave, Bonnie with a smile, Chica with a friendly hug, Golden Freddy with the knowing nod, and Foxy with a sly grin. I watch as the animatronics head back to the stage, each of them returning to their usual places on the stage and preparing for the daytime routine. I can't help but feel a little sad to see them go, but I also feel a sense of accomplishment for having survived the night shift and protected the pizzeria against the animatronic threat. As the night shift draws to a close, I can't help but feel satisfied with my experience. Sure, there were some scary moments and tensions throughout the night, but the animatronics ultimately proved to be much friendlier than I had expected. I'm glad to know that they're willing to help me out and keep the pizzeria safe during the night shift, and the thought of seeing them again tomorrow night brings me comfort and anticipation. With my night shift over and the animatronics safely on stage, I gather up the leftover pizza boxes, including the special pizza that Chica gave me, and head outside to my military Jeep. I take a moment to appreciate the early morning air and the sense of completion that comes with having survived another night at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. I hop into my military Jeep, feeling the familiar hum of the engine as I start it up and prepare to head home. As the sun begins to rise in the distance, I drive off into the early morning, reflecting on the events of the night shift and the unexpected friendship I made with the animatronics. As I drive home, the memories of the night shift run through my mind. The animatronics' friendly gestures, their willingness to help me watch the cameras, and the fan art pictures that made them blush and laugh. It's incredible to think that these mechanical characters, who could potentially be dangerous, showed such kindness and warmth. Despite my initial fear and suspicion, I can't deny the connection I felt with the animatronics during my night shift. They may be just programmed machines, but they seemed so alive and real during our interactions. As I drove further away from the pizzeria, I felt a sense of fondness for the animatronic characters and a desire to see them again tomorrow night. I finally arrive home and park my military Jeep in the driveway. As I step out of the car and make my way to the front door, I can't help but glance back towards the pizzeria, my thoughts once again on the animatronics. Despite the strange and unexpected experiences I had with them during the night shift, I couldn't help but feel a sense of affection towards them. Maybe Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria wasn't such a bad place to work after all. I step into my house, closing the door behind me and feeling the warmth and familiarity of my home. I head to my room, still thinking about the animatronics, their friendly personalities, and the unexpected turn of events during the night shift. As I lay down on my bed, I know that I'm starting to feel a strong attachment to them, despite the fact that they're made of metal and circuits. After lying down on my bed and staring at the ceiling for a few minutes, I suddenly remember the special pizza Chica had given me. I sit up and look at the pizza box on my bedside table, a faint smile crossing my face at the memory of Chica presenting me with this gift. Curiosity getting the better of me, I decide to give it a try and open the box. I open the box to reveal a pizza that's unlike any I've ever seen before. It's almost golden in color, with an extra thick layer of cheese covering it. The cheese is an intense, almost radioactive-looking yellow, like the sun itself had burst open and spilled its contents onto the pizza. Despite its unusual appearance, it smells delicious and my mouth starts to water. As I chew slowly to savor every moment, I can't help but notice how good this pizza is. The cheese isn't your ordinary mozzarella. It's creamy and intense, like a burst of sunlight on my tongue. The grease adds a whole new level of richness, making each bite more satisfying than the last. Chica was right. This pizza is truly special. After finishing the first slice, I feel a sudden surge of energy and strength flowing through me, almost as if the pizza has given me a jolt of superhuman power. Maybe there's more to this pizza than just its unusual appearance and taste. It seems to have revitalized my entire body, making me feel stronger and healthier than ever before. I continue eating the pizza, finishing 2 more slices, and with each bite, I feel even more energized and healthy. The effects of the pizza are astounding. I feel like I could run a marathon without breaking a sweat, and I sense an immunity to diseases and viruses that would otherwise pose a serious threat. It's almost as if I've been given the gift of an indestructible body. I continue to eat, savoring each delicious slice as the effects of the pizza become more pronounced. As I finish the third slice, I feel my immune system becoming almost unnaturally strong. I can literally feel my body resisting any illness or virus it might come in contact with. It's like this pizza has given me an impenetrable shield against sickness. As I continue to marvel at the effects of the pizza, I notice a note sticking out of the pizza box. It's from Chica, explaining that the pizza is an enchanted, super health pizza she made just for me. So that's it. This pizza is more than just a normal pizza. It's a magical gift from Chica herself, designed to boost my health and vitality. With the pizza's effects making me feel stronger and healthier than ever before, I put the remainder of the pizza in the fridge for later, knowing that I can enjoy the benefits again anytime. This pizza is truly a game changer, not just for its incredible taste, but for the way it's made me feel so unbelievably strong and healthy. Feeling energized and revitalized, I head to the bathroom and take a quick shower to wash off the events of the night shift. The water feels refreshing against my skin, and as I step out and dry myself off, I can't help but feel fortunate to have been given such a special gift from Chica. A pizza that not only tastes good, but enhances my health too. I return to my bedroom, feeling clean and refreshed after my shower. I crawl into bed and close my eyes, the events of the night shift still fresh in my mind. But as I drift off to sleep, my thoughts are filled with excitement for tomorrow night, and the opportunity to see the animatronics again. As I lay in bed, I can't help but smile as I think about Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy. Despite their dangerous nature, they seemed almost friendly tonight, even blushing and laughing at the fan art pictures I showed them. But even more than that, the special pizza that Chica made me was something straight out of a fairy tale, magical, delicious, and capable of making me healthier than ever before. With these thoughts swirling in my head, I slowly drift off to sleep, my heart full of anticipation for my next night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Who knows what strange and wondrous things might happen next? My eyes open and I see the clock on my bedside table reading 11 p.m. It's time to start preparing for the second night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. The memory of my first night shift comes flooding back to me, but I feel a mixture of excitement and apprehension. I climb out of bed and start getting dressed in my usual night shift gear, pants, army boots, and a long-sleeved shirt. I make sure my camera is fully charged and ready to go, as well as my other equipment. As I prepare for the night ahead, I can't help feeling a sense of anticipation and curiosity about what the animatronics have in store for me tonight. All set and ready to go, I head out of my house and hop into my military Jeep. As I start the engine and begin the drive to the pizzeria, I can't help but wonder what kind of adventures await me tonight. Will the animatronics be friendly again tonight? Will there be any unexpected surprises? I arrive at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, its ominous presence standing in the darkness like a silent sentinel. I park my Jeep and take a moment to collect my thoughts, steeling myself for whatever may come tonight. As I enter the building, I can feel a sense of dread mixed with excitement. As I step into the dining area, I notice that the stage lights are on and the music is playing. The animatronics are already active, waiting for my arrival. As I approach the stage, they turn towards me and wave happily, their friendly gestures putting me at ease. The animatronics follow me back to the office, and we begin monitoring the cameras together. It's reassuring to have their presence alongside me, their eyes watching over the various rooms and passageways, anticipating any possible threats. As we work together, it feels more like a team effort than a one-man operation. The night shift is in full swing, and the animatronics and I are working together to watch the cameras and ensure the safety of the pizzeria. Working with the animatronics by my side feels almost natural, as if their uncanny presence has become a comfortable part of my routine. As we continue monitoring the cameras, an alarm suddenly blares through the pizzeria, its shrill tone echoing through the empty halls. The animatronics and I freeze, our attention instantly focused on figuring out what's going on. Quickly, I switch to the camera at the entrance, Cam 4, and am shocked to see 5 guys in masks, smashing objects and stealing Fazbear tokens from the arcade games. The sight of the vandals damaging the pizzeria fills me with a sense of anger and urgency. I have to stop these men before they do any more harm. As I see the animatronics' eyes start to glow bright red with anger, it's clear that they're not going to sit by and let these vandals destroy their pizzeria. One of them gestures for me to prepare my handgun, and the message is clear. They want me to come with them to confront these criminals. I quickly grab my gun and follow the animatronics out of the office, my heart pounding I follow the animatronics out of the office and into the dining area, adrenaline pumping through my body as we prepare to confront the vandals. The sight of these criminals destroying the pizzeria in front of us fills me with a sense of righteous anger, and I'm determined to make them pay for their crimes. The animatronics share my determination as well, their eyes glowing with an intense red glow as they approach the vandals with purpose. As we confront the vandals, I shout for them to stop their destructive rampage and return the Fazbear tokens they stole. However, the vandals just laugh tauntingly and refuse to comply, their mocking laughter echoing through the empty pizzeria. They aren't taking my warning seriously, underestimating the power of the animatronics and me working together to protect the pizzeria. As I'm about to shoot one of the vandals, Foxy quickly intervenes by placing his hook on top of my gun, telling me to put it down for a moment. It's clear that the animatronics have another plan in mind, and I trust their judgment. I lower my gun, curious to see what they have in store for these vandals. Foxy charges at one of the vandals, catching him off guard with a sudden jump scare. Before the vandal can react, Foxy slashes him in the face with his hook, sending him crumpling to the floor in shock and pain. The other vandals freeze in terror as they watch their friend being injured, realizing the power the animatronics hold. The other vandals watch in shock as Foxy brutally kills the vandal I had warned to stop, leaving them paralyzed in fear. The sight of the animatronic, previously known for entertainment, committing such a violent act is enough to send chills down their spines, and they realize the danger they're in. The remaining vandals flee in different directions, trying to escape the wrath of the animatronics. Bonnie chases one into the supply closet in the back of the pizzeria. Chica pursues another into the kitchen. Freddy goes after one who ran into the employee-only room, and Golden Freddy goes after the last one in the parts and service room. The pizzeria is filled with the sound of panic and footsteps as the vandals try to evade the animatronics. I decide to follow Bonnie and see what's happening in the supply closet. I hurry quickly to catch up with the animatronic and enter the supply closet, bracing myself for whatever I might find. As I enter the supply closet, I see Bonnie standing over the vandal he had chased into the room. The vandal is trembling in fear, staring up at the towering animatronic with wide, terrified eyes. It's clear that Bonnie has the upper hand, and the vandal knows there's no escape from the animatronic's grasp. I watch in disbelief as Bonnie manhandles and kills the vandal in a brutal display of force. The animatronic is a force to be reckoned with, and the vandal is no match for his strength. I can almost feel the strength of the animatronic in the air as he slams the vandal into the wall, his eyes glowing with a vengeful rage. It's a side of Bonnie I've never seen, and it's truly impressive and terrifying at the same time. After disposing of the vandal, Bonnie turns towards me and gives me a thumbs up. It's a simple gesture, but it speaks volumes. Despite the violence he just displayed, there's no hint of malice or ill intent in his eyes. He knows that we're on the same side, working together to protect the pizzeria from these vandals. I return his gesture, appreciating his help in dealing with the threat. I tell Bonnie to go back to the office and wait for the rest of the animatronics to return, knowing that they're taking care of the other vandals as well. He nods in agreement and heads back towards the office, leaving me alone with the motionless body of the vandal on the floor. I hurry towards the kitchen, anticipating a confrontation between Chica and the vandal. As I enter, I see that the kitchen is now a scene of chaos. Pots and pans are scattered all over the ground, tables have been knocked over, and the smell of gas from the stove fills the air. And in the center of it all, Chica is standing over the vandal, who seems absolutely terrified. It's clear that Chica has the upper hand in this situation. As I watch, I can feel the anger and frustration pouring out of Chica. She's not just defending herself or the pizzeria. She's taking revenge for the damage these vandals have done. With a sense of brutal efficiency, she grabs the vandal and slams his head onto the burning hot stove, searing his face for a brief moment before slamming his face into a table and attacking him with pots and pans. Finally, she delivers a deadly blow with her beak, sealing the vandal's fate. It's a violent but strangely satisfying end to the vandal's crime spree. After dealing with the vandal, Chica turns to me and gives me a thumbs up. It's a small gesture, but it shows that we're on the same team. Despite what these vandals tried to do to the pizzeria, we stood together and defended it. I tell Chica to head back to the office, where Bonnie is waiting. She nods in understanding and heads out of the kitchen. As I watch her go, I can't help but feel a sense of respect for these animatronics, who have proven themselves to be strong and loyal allies in protecting the pizzeria. With the 3 vandals now dealt with, I can only hope that the other animatronics are having similar success with the remaining two vandals. I quickly move to the employee-only room, curious to see how Freddy has handled the vandal that managed to get inside. As I enter the room, I see Freddy towering over the vandal, who seems absolutely terrified by the animatronic's presence. Freddy has the vandal cornered, leaving him no way to escape. It's clear that the tables have turned. I stand there watching in shock as Freddy crushes the vandal's head in a final gruesome finish. The power and strength of the animatronic are beyond measure, and it's clear that he won't hesitate to use them to protect the pizzeria. I can feel a mixture of awe and fear as I watch Freddy, knowing that he is both a powerful ally and a deadly opponent. As I watch, Freddy looks back at me and gives a thumbs up, almost as if he's reassuring me that everything is under control. It's a bizarre moment, seeing this animatronic that I once thought was friendly and childlike now so brutally killing these vandals. And yet, there's a sense of contentment in his eyes, suggesting that he takes pride in protecting what's his. I nod back, acknowledging his strength and loyalty. I tell Freddy to head back to the office where the other animatronics are waiting, knowing that they'll be happy to see that he's all right. He nods his head and heads out of the employee-only room, leaving me alone in the room with the motionless body of the vandal and the remnants of the vandalizing these criminals have done. As I look around the room, I can only hope that the remaining animatronic is faring well in dealing with the last vandal. I make my way to the parts and service room, anxious to see what's happening with Golden Freddy and the last vandal. As I enter the room, I see Golden Freddy straddling the vandal, his hands wrapped around the vandal's throat. The panic in the vandal's eyes tells me that he's realized he's completely at the animatronic's mercy. It's a chilling sight, seeing this animatronic so calm and methodical. I watch as Golden Freddy chokes the last vandal, his mechanical hands wrapping around the vandal's throat with deadly force. The animatronic doesn't hesitate for a moment, and the vandal is clearly struggling to breathe. It's clear that Golden Freddy is not messing around when it comes to protecting the pizzeria, and I have no doubt that the vandal will soon regret his decision to vandalize the place. I watch in shock as Golden Freddy suddenly roars at the vandal, unleashing a primal scream that chills the air. The vandal looks absolutely terrified as Golden Freddy's eyes glow a bright yellow, and the animatronic seems to glow with an otherworldly power. Then, in a flash, Golden Freddy sucks the soul out of the vandal's body, leaving nothing but a lifeless husk on the floor. I can feel a sense of awe and fear at what I've witnessed. It's a side of Golden Freddy that I've never seen before. As Golden Freddy looks at me, I can almost feel the power and intensity radiating off him. Despite the grisly sight of the vandal's body lying on the floor, there's a sense of satisfaction in Golden Freddy's eyes. He has fulfilled his mission to protect the pizzeria, and he's proud of it. I nod back at him, acknowledging his strength and loyalty. I tell Golden Freddy to dispose of the bodies and then teleport back to the office, knowing that the other animatronics are waiting and we can finally take a moment to assess the situation and plan our next action. Golden Freddy nods in agreement and uses his teleportation powers to make the bodies of the vandals disappear, leaving no trace of their presence behind. I wait for a moment, making sure that the animatronics have returned safely. Then, once I'm sure they're all back in the office, I head back there myself, eager to see what's going on and discuss the events of the night with my new allies. I approach the animatronics and ask them to help me clean up the vandalism that the vandals had done. The animatronics all nod in agreement, and we begin working together to restore the pizzeria to its former glory. With their help, we're able to work quickly and efficiently, and after a few hours, the pizzeria is once again looking good as new. I give each animatronic their task, assigning Freddy to check on the arcade machines, Chica to clean the kitchen, Bonnie to rearrange and arrange the dining tables, Foxy to sweep up the broken glass and fix any broken things at the prize counter, and Golden Freddy to fix the glass door at the main entrance and mop up any blood anywhere in the restaurant. They all nod in agreement and set to work, each one of them taking their assigned tasks seriously and completing it with efficiency and dedication. I follow Freddy to the arcade area, eager to see what needs to be done. As we approach the area, I can already see that many of the machines have been damaged in the vandals' rampage. The broken glass, scattered tokens, and smashed control panels give a clear picture of the chaos they've caused. Despite the damage, Freddy remains calm and determined as he approaches the first arcade machine and starts to inspect it. Watching Freddy work, I'm amazed at how quickly and efficiently he handles the damaged arcade machines. He's clearly used to fixing them up, and with his powerful fingers, he's able to make quick work of the repairs. Despite the extensive damage, he's able to fix up several of the arcade machines in a short amount of time, and the area starts to look more and more like its former self. I can't help but feel a sense of awe and respect for his skills and determination to restore these machines to their former glory. I start gathering up the Fazbear tokens scattered across the floor, picking them up one by one and handing them over to Freddy. He takes them from me with a grateful expression, and as he does, he continues to assess the damage to the arcade machines and plan how he's going to repair them. Despite the mess and chaos, it's clear that Freddy is determined to bring these machines back to life and ensure that they're ready for business. Once I've collected all the Fazbear tokens, I hand them over to Freddy, who adds them to a bin that goes to one of the token dispensers. I watch as he carefully places the tokens where they belong, ensuring that they're secure and ready to be dispensed to customers. Despite the mess and chaos of the arcade area, it's clear that Freddy has a system for organizing things and keeping everything in order. After what seemed like hours of work, we've finally been able to fix the last of the vandalism left by the vandals. The arcade area is now looking almost pristine, and the restaurant as a whole is looking much better. I can feel a sense of relief and exhaustion wash over me, knowing that we've made a difference in restoring this place to its former glory. Freddy and I look at each other, a shared understanding between us. We've done what was necessary, and hopefully the pizzeria will be better off for it. I take a moment to survey the scene around us. The newly fixed arcade machines, the clean kitchen area, the freshly repaired prize counter, the shining glass at the entrance, and the spotless floor throughout the entire restaurant. Despite the ordeal we've just been through, I can't help but feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. We've worked efficiently and tirelessly to make things right again, and as I look at Freddy, I know that he shares this sense of triumph. As the clock on the wall strikes 6 a.m., I realize that it's time for the animatronics to head back on stage. They've all worked hard to clean up the pizzeria, and now it's time for them to return to their usual routine. I watch as they head back on stage, taking their positions and preparing to greet the new shift of employees and customers that will be arriving soon. I wave goodbye to the animatronics as they go back on stage, watching as they deactivate and go into their sleep mode. Despite the chaos of the night, we've all worked together to protect the pizzeria from the vandals, and I can't help but feel a sense of camaraderie with these animatronics. With the animatronics now gone, I'm left alone in the pizzeria, taking in everything that's happened, and wondering what adventures the new shift will bring. At the end of the long, exhausting night, I head out the pizzeria door and make my way towards my Jeep. The adrenaline of the night's events is beginning to fade, and a wave of exhaustion washes over me as I get in the driver's seat. As I start the engine and head home, I can already feel the weight of sleep tugging at my eyelids, knowing that I need to rest and recharge after the intense night I've just experienced. With a deep breath, I pull my Jeep out of the parking lot and onto the road, heading home. The sun is just beginning to rise, bringing with it a new day and a sense of hope. Despite the chaos, the pizzeria will survive, and I have the animatronics to thank for that. They may be animatronics, but they have proven themselves to be strong, loyal, and incredibly protective allies. As I drive home, I can't help but feel grateful to have them on our side. With these thoughts swirling through my head, I arrive home, parking my Jeep in the driveway. The sun is now fully risen, bathing everything in a warm golden light. Despite the long night, I feel a sense of contentment as I get out of the car and walk towards my house, knowing that we successfully defended the pizzeria, and that these animatronics have proven themselves to be true friends. As I walk up the porch and open the door to my house, I step inside and close the door behind me. The quiet, familiar environment of my home is a welcome comfort after the chaos of the night. Despite the exhaustion and adrenaline crash, I feel a strange, bittersweet feeling inside me, knowing that despite the dangers we've all faced, we've made it through together. With a slight chuckle, I head to the kitchen and grab a slice of the enchanted health pizza from the fridge. Despite the night's chaotic events, I still have some energy left in me, and it feels oddly fitting to eat this pizza after a night like this. As I take a big bite, I feel a sense of contentment and even a hint of satisfaction knowing that I not only survived the night, but also made a difference in protecting the pizzeria. After finishing the slice, I head to my bedroom and collapse onto the bed, feeling sleep slowly take over as I doze off. As I close my eyes and drift off to sleep, I can still feel the lingering exhaustion and excitement from the night. But the feeling of contentment and even peace overtakes all of that. The events of this strange night are still fresh in my mind, and I imagine that they will stay with me for a long time to come.
But for now, I need my rest, and I know that I'll be ready to face whatever comes my way tomorrow.